This week, we accidentally no-clip into Backrooms, the new A24 liminal nightmare from director Kane Parsons, starring Chiwetel Ejiofor, Renate Reinsve, and Mark Duplass. A strange doorway appears beneath a furniture showroom, and what starts as one man's impossible discovery turns into a fluorescent-lit descent through spaces that feel like an abandoned park mixed with a living nightmare. Is Backrooms worth the watch, or do we really just want a wallpaper over this corner of our brain? Find out on this good film hunting.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Andy, before we get started,
Yes, sir.
I would like to introduce our sponsor for this episode.
Oh, good. Finally.
Let me go ahead and let me just.
This episode is brought to you by...
Are your hallways too welcoming? Do your break rooms inspire confidence instead of quiet existential dread? Call Liminal Lighting Solutions. We specialize in fluorescent hums, uneven ceiling panels, and bulbs that flicker only when someone says, "Did you hear that?"
Visit us today at liminallightingsolutions.com/GFH and receive 15% off your first existential lighting upgrade. Liminal Lighting Solutions, making every room feel recently abandoned.
And we want to thank Liminal Lighting Solutions for their sponsorship of this episode.
Nice. Well done, sir. Well done. Do you... Hang on, I'm trying to...
Have the time to listen to you whine? I do.
Time, got the time to get in my head.
We went different places.
I'm trying to, still with my bad shoulder, my arm is up really high and I can't manipulate things. Do you want to jump into our ratings first and let's get into this?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. I'll go first if you want.
Yep.
And I'm going to pop in right here with good. This is, we'll see what you say and land on, then we'll talk about it. Yeah.
I, too, am picking good.
So, Rotten Tomatoes has this at 89 with the critics and 74 with the audience. And I think that's pretty accurate. I think it's pretty fair. I think this movie, there's a ton of hype behind this movie, and I think it's deservedly so. Overall, though, for me, this movie, and I say this, I think it's worth going to see, especially in the theater. It's kind of fun because it's neat to walk out of a theater that's absolutely silent when you walk out, because people are always like, this movie is a head scratcher at the end. I felt, and again, there's probably a ton of people in the internet world who are all about this, and they're going to tell you how great it was and how I may have missed something, and I'm sure I missed a lot. This was a slightly confusing movie to me. I put down here, though, I love the concept of this. I love the fact that this is a young kid that made this. Like, this guy is awesome, and I think he has a super bright future in filmmaking. But overall, I thought the film gets a little lost for me. I had some confusing spots. I wasn't quite sure what was happening throughout a lot of the movie.
Yeah.
And not that it was like I wanted to leave. I just was like, I'm not sure what I'm watching. To me, I honestly said to myself, I was like, this must be what it feels like to be on drugs. Because I mean, as my friends know, I've never done any drugs. I don't know what that feels like to be completely lost in space.
Yeah.
And a lot of this movie, I was kind of like, I'm not sure what's happening right now. But I wasn't like mad about it. I was just like, I wish I understood it more.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go in blind. I didn't want to read up on it and then come in knowing all these secrets and all these things. I wanted to be taken in by the film. And I think some of this imagery is so freaking haunting and creepy, and I loved it. I'm still slightly confused, and I've watched a handful of videos after I've seen it to see if someone explained it to me.
Yeah.
Because I know this started on what was it 4chan?
4chan, it started with a photo.
Yeah, you probably have the mythology behind it.
Well, kind of, and I only have it because I looked up afterwards.
Yeah.
I too went into this with kind of a. I only kind of knew about the Backrooms. I mean, I didn't really see any of the Kane Parsons videos that he made on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'd see a little clip here and there of somebody talking about it or something, but I never really paid a whole lot of attention. So I didn't know the history of it. And knowing that going into the movie, I felt the same way you did with the confusion, because I wondered almost the whole time, if I knew the lore, would it help me watching the movie?
Yes.
If going into this as a fan and knowing the lore, is that a different experience? Because there is a lot of like, you're not really sure what's going on. and when there's an explanation period, that the movie takes a turn, and when it takes the turn, for a minute it took me sort of out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's weird because the scene I'm talking about, we don't want to give anything away. The scene that kind of tells you a little bit about what the Backrooms is both a really cool scene, a really good scene. There's a lot of interesting effects and stuff in it, but it's also a little quirky and kind of like lost me a little bit, kind of took me out a little bit. So, but aside from that, there's so much about the movie that's why I almost I didn't tell you this, but I almost went with interesting. I was between good and interesting.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, not a great film. Maybe it is to somebody that knows the backroom stuff. Maybe they see it and they're like, this is fantastic. But for me, I was hovering in that area because there was a lot that I really did enjoy about this. And the imagery is one that you mentioned. Fascinating, seeing the walls with the chair halfway through it, and just different. It reminded me of a Winchester Mystery House, kind of in a way, like like kind of some of the weirdness of that place.
Yes, absolutely. This takes on a little bit of to date ourselves a little bit of the Blair Witch Project hype, with the whole hype behind the Blair Witch was better than the movie. But I was enamored by it, and I loved it. And I loved it. I think there's a future to there's probably sequels to this movie, and it's set up wonderfully to keep going. And I hope that they do, and I'll probably see every one that comes out. But
yeah,
I would recommend, if you haven't seen this film and you want to go see it, maybe do some homework on it so you do understand it a little better. It just doesn't explain some of it very well, for at least for this old guy. But I'm excited of the future of filmmaking with people like this kid making films. Like, this is the vision for this is fantastic. The imagery is haunting. There's some stuff in here that I'm like, Jesus, like this is creepy stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm happy and excited for that future of filmmaking.
And the way it left it open, like as if there's going to be more.
Yeah,
and I don't know if they're going to announce that or whatever, if it was kind of, let's see how this movie does or whatever, but it's left in such a way that you kind of want more. Mm-hmm. You're kind of left at a spot where you're like, well, that wasn't completely satisfying, like it doesn't completely wrap it up for you in a sense of understanding the whole thing. And I think that's another thing where I was left with, well, maybe if I did know it, maybe the ending would be satisfying and make me go, oh, I know what's going on. And again, this is one of those movies you don't want to give away too much, so I don't want to say too many things about the particular scenes in it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I spent some time, like I said, online watching some videos about it, and what I don't like is the snobbery of people who are like, oh man, if you didn't get it, you're just dumb. I'm like, no, it's not. Don't be that way. Like you who followed it from the beginnings, like good on you for really being ahead of the curve with everybody. But for the person that's just going to walk into a theater and watch this movie, it is a little confusing. There's points you'd be like, I'm not positive what happened, but again, it's done very well.
I got a sense of doing the research after the fact that there's sort of a split in the sort of fandom of Backrooms mythology. That there's this group that it's way more than what kind of Kane Parsons sort of world is, and that there's a whole other like creatures and different levels and all these different things to it that probably are not part of this film. At least I know there's not different levels in the movie, but the different I don't want to say too much about the different things, but
I tell you, I watched
stuff like that. But
I watched a clip of one of the earlier versions he did of this, and he created the like the stick creature.
Yeah,
that's great. It's creepy, and I was like, man, this is amazing. And again, he did this when he was like 17, I think, the original Backrooms. So again, mad props to this kid, and I can't wait to see what he does in the future. But I tell you, people, if you like horror and you like creepy stuff, go see it. It's a well worth your time and your money. And comment if you get it, break it down, explain a little bit more to me and Gary. I mean, I'm not opposed to being mansplained. I just
fansplained.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There's the word. But I mean, I walked out of a theater that was pretty full, and it was silent.
Yeah.
unlike Obsession, where people were talking, this movie was silent the entire time.
You
And
know,
when it ended, I stayed through the whole credits, make sure I didn't miss anything, and it was just people walking out quietly.
you know, can I want to talk about something about that too, because I want to kind of hit on something that you hit in I think it was the Obsession review we did, and you talked about people with manners at theaters and stuff like that. Now, how much it's changed. In the theater that I saw this in was pretty full. Yeah. I mean, every row had at least 4 or 5 people in it. So, and it was one of the bigger theaters. This film, I mean, I would give you this warning: if you're easily distracted, this is probably either not a movie to see in a theater with the recliners, because for some reason every recliner makes the loudest noise possible.
Yeah, like everybody's farting.
Yeah. By the way, good luck trying to take a pee break in this movie if you're sitting there, because everybody's going to know that
it's dead silent.
It's a very quiet movie, and because of that, every noise around you, if you're easily distracted, will distract you. Yes. So my advice would be, don't see it with the recliners if you're seeing it in a full theater,
or don't move.
Well, if you can catch it in a showing where there's not as many people. You might get a better experience out of it, because that is one of those things for me that's like, man, like every bag rattle, every package getting opening, and
it's a lot of silence in this movie because there's a lot of anticipation of rounding a corner and stuff like that. So I know what you're saying. My theater luckily was silent, like snacks had been eaten,
which is the reverse of what you had.
I was like, this is how it should be. This is exactly how it should be. So, but anyway, that's all I got. I mean, go see this thing if you're a horror fan and you want to see the future of filmmaking. This kid, Kane Parsons, I think is a bright light in the future.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch, and
do some digging on it. Go watch some of the earlier stuff these kids done. I mean, I think there's a couple of nods to some other things he's done in the film, which I think is cool. He's nodding to himself, which I'm like, there you go.
Mm-hmm. All right,
man.
Well, thanks everybody. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you've seen Backrooms, let us know what you thought about it. Let us know, fansplain to us in the comments below. If you haven't seen it, go check it out and come back here and tell us your thoughts. We'd like to hear it. Say bye, Andrew.
Adios, my friends.
This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.